8. King and Tree. It is a heart-touching story of a king's dream and a noble tree. Let us read the story to know what happened to the tree when king decided to build his dream palace by using that strong and big tree which was worshipped by many people. This is the story about a king who wanted to build the most beautiful palace than any other palace. His desire was to build a single column in the center of the palace so that it would support the entire building. One day, the desperate king called his chief minister and ordered to send few men to the forest to cut down the biggest and strongest tree they could find nearby and bring to fulfill his dream. The foresters were sent to the forest to find the suitable giant tree. Finally, they found a splendid sal tree near the palace itself. This tree was the most appropriate for the king's palace. It was strong, huge, and beautiful. But the people of the kingdom used to worship the tree because they believed that there lived a Holy Spirit on the tree. They used to come with candles, garlands, and offerings to pray. The foresters sent by the ambitious king requested the holy tree spirit to leave the tree within 3 days. After listening their request, the tree spirit understood what was about to happen and he became sad and worried. All his leaves began to whisper and shrink with sadness. The Holy Spirit thought, I don't worry for myself, but for those who depend upon me, on my shade, my branches, etc. One day the king went out with his men to look at that tree which was selected for his dream palace. The king sat under the shade of that holy tree and fell asleep. A divine shining figure with aura appeared in his dream and spoke, O ambitious king, you might not know me. I am the spirit of this tree under which you are resting peacefully. I just came to request you to change your plan. I am not worried about myself at all, but for 1,000 years people have worshipped me. Birds make their nests for their young ones in my branches. People rest in my cool shade. The king replied, All is well said, but you are the tree which is strong and huge enough to support my dream palace, so I can't change my decision. The tree spirit thought for a while and spoke politely. O king, can I request you for a kind favor? King said, Tell me. Spirit replied, First, please cut away the leafy part. Next, cut my middle part with 100 strong arms and hands, and at last cut down my trunk. Is it too much to ask? The king felt very sad and strange to listen to his request and said, O holy tree spirit, I have never heard anyone who wished to suffer himself thrice. Then the holy tree spirit got emotional and replied, O king, my family has grown up around me. So many young plants have sprung under my shade. My heavy weight would certainly kill all my little ones, and they will die. But if I suffer the strokes 3 times, some of my loved ones may be saved and escaped. Please grant my humble request. Yes, I give you my words, said the king, and then he woke up and his dream faded away and he looked at that huge pine tree. There and then only he ordered his ministers that he gave up the idea of building columns for his new palace from that holy tree, as a very kind and noble spirit lived in that tree. Horts. Do you know, in India, Rajasthan has the largest number of palaces, so it is called the City of the Kings. Find out names of a few palaces in India. From the story, write yes or no for the following statements. The king had a desire to build a beautiful palace. Yes. The king doesn't listen to the holy tree. No. The spirit comes into the dream of king. Yes. Choose the right word from the brackets and fill in the blanks. The king ordered to cut the biggest tree in the forest. People used to worship the tree. The spirit appeared in front of the king. Find out the difference between the pair of words. Write about their difference. Self-activity. Do it yourself. Answer the following questions in one sentence each. What did the king want to build? The king wanted to build a beautiful palace. Where did the king send the foresters to choose and bring? The king sent the foresters to choose and bring the biggest tree. Why did people used to worship the tree? The people used to worship the tree as it was related to God and a noble spirit lived in it. What did the king see in his dream? The king saw the spirit in his dreams. What did the king order in the end? The king ordered to build a holy tree in the end. Let's know words. Circle the odd one out in each group. Pea, heel, nib. Make smaller words from these words. Rester, table, ring, cause, ray. Let's learn grammar. Circle the comparative degree of adjectives in the following sentences. Slower, harder, taller,